What's going on, YouTube? You're back with Shades, and we're going to continue our Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo. Last time we left off, we went into the city with Lilly to find a gift for Hanako because her birthday's coming up. Yay! And now we're just going to continue talking. It's honestly been a few weeks since I played Katawa Shoujo, which is probably a good thing. It lets me mull over things, and it also allows me to take the story like as it comes, which is good. But anyway, without much else to do, I find myself watching Lilly. She really is a pretty girl, which would hardly hurt her popularity in school. It's interesting just how much Hanako and Lilly contrast with each other, both personality and appearance. For a few minutes, I just leaned back and drank, watching her. Before long, Lilly says her goodbyes to the person she's talking to and hangs up, placing her phone back in her pocket and leaning back into the railings as before. Sorry, just a friend from class. I take one final swig from my can before throwing it into a bin. Lilly gives me her card to throw away soon after, finishing it off relatively quick. You seem to have a lot of friends. Oh? Lilly waits for me to continue, her interest piqued. I was just thinking that you and Hanako contrast really heavily. It's hard to imagine Hanako doing a lot of things that you do or knowing the people that you know. You seem to think about Hanako quite a bit. I don't know. It's just, she's mysterious, I guess. I kind of want to know more about her, which isn't that easy. It almost sounds like you're doubting your relationship to her. I don't think it's that. I just want to do more for her, being her friend and all. I don't even really know how she sees me. The statement seems to interest Lilly quite a bit. Lily's like, I see. Cause it's the same thing with like me and my friends. Cause like back in college, a lot of my friends would like knew me as the kid who would love to be in a relationship, but is very awkward and like tries to hard to be would rather be nice and be someone's friend than try to break the mold. And every time I would go, that girl's pretty, she seems nice, and I'd be going, and I'd be like, stop, please. Because like that's not who I am. Who I am as a person is I prefer being someone's friend first, getting to know them, because when you're someone's friend, you become comfortable with them, and then if feelings happen to form, well, the thing is that's up to you two, not up to like anyone else. Because like I feel like third-party meddling is a double-edged sword in that like sometimes it can help and sometimes it can hurt. It's up to the individuals and up to the specific scenario. But for me, the most part, like it's up to the individuals involved. Like don't try to force two people together, no matter the situation. It's not cool in my opinion. I wonder if Hanako's said anything about me to Lilly during their conversations. I'm about to ask what's on her mind as she picks herself up from the railing. Shall we be off then? Her voice and expression show that she's playing games with me. Lilly knows damn well that she's leaving me hanging. With a sigh, I pick myself up off the railing as well and have a brief look around. We have stuff to do, so I'll try to get back to her about this later. Tucked in between the newsstand and a convenience store is a small shop. The sign above the door reads Othello's Antiques. Othello. In decorative English script. It would be easy to miss if we were walking along the street, but since we're stationary and I'm purposefully looking around, it's just noticeable. Say, Lilly, that doll you got Hanako, was it new? Well, yes, but I'm not quite sure I know what you mean. I think I found our shop. It's across the road. Oh, what is it? Some kind of toy shop? It's an antique shop. I think it's probably going to be our best bet. Really? I didn't know we even had one of those near here. Neither did I. I missed it the first time we went by here. It's pretty well hidden. Well then, it can't hurt to check. Inspired by this new find, we quickly dust ourselves off and head toward the store, Lilly's hand finding its way to my elbow for guidance. The store has a strange, musky scent to it. The layout is more like a garage than a store. Things are strewn around the floor without any immediate semblance of order. I'm surprised like the shopkeeper gets like a model. But whatever. The shopkeeper gives us almost a bored look, though through his particularly small eyes. His face looks weary and tired, and his dress style is distinctively anachronistic. He gives a polite nod of welcome before going back to his book. Lilly holds onto my arm, and I find myself having to split my efforts between making sure that we don't miss a potential gift for Hanako, and making sure Lilly doesn't inadvertently bump into anything. The task is quite difficult, given the haphazard way the store is laid out, and the many things poking out of the shelves they're on or sitting on pieces of furniture. But eventually we safely arrive at an old desk covered in dolls and teddy bears. I think this is the right place. There's pretty much every kind of doll you could imagine here. That should make the choice much simpler. Could you pick one for me, please, Hisa? I had a feeling that it would come to this. I picture Hanako in my mind and try to imagine which of the dolls before me would suit her best. My eyes wander across the collection. Each one is as exquisite as the one before it. The sheer number of styles is boggling, but eventually one catches my eye. Here, what about this one? I pick up a small porcelain doll that looks to be at least somewhat affordable, dressed in the Victorian-era green dress with a little brown hat sitting atop its blonde hair. It looks a little like Lilly. I gently pass it to her, who delicately feels her way around the object while wearing a look of slight concentration. It certainly feels beautiful. Do you think it would suit Hanako, in your opinion? I think it would. It could look good in her room. In that case, I'll trust your judgment. Will you be getting her something as well, or shall this be a shared gift? I'm not sure. I think I should get her something myself, but I don't think getting her another doll would be such a great idea. Maybe... I let my voice trail off as I look around the shop. Resting on a writing table not far from us is a decorative box that catches my eye. Wait here, I think I found something. My, that was fast. I gingerly walk through a collection of crystal glassware and pick up the box. The wooden sides are covered in carvings depicting ancient battles around a castle. The top, however, looks far too familiar. Alternating squares of white and black varnished wood are arranged on the lid. That's a really nice item. It's a chest set from overseas. The store order sudden appearance startles me a little bit. I didn't see him approaching at all. I suppose he's trying to help us because we don't really look like we know what we're looking for. Or on the other hand, maybe he wants to keep an eye on us because he suspects we might shoplift instead. I'm looking for a present for a friend. I see. In that case, this chest should make a fine choice. Realization floods into my mind. This is a pretty good looking set, but this is an antique shop. They're not well known for their bargain prices. How old is this? This is a reproduction. My best estimate, it's about 5 years old. I see. How much? He thinks about a little before telling me, which is slightly disconcerting. I'll let you take this now for 7,000 yen. I balk a little. I'm not sure how much 7,000 yen is. Let me do a quick Google search. 7,000 yen to US dollars. That's 65 bucks. That's like a video game. Although for like a chess set, that doesn't shock me. Like those are hand carved chess pieces, so like that's not surprising. I balk a little. I wasn't expecting to spend that much, but this does seem perfect. Then again, maybe this is a testament to how well he worked out how much he could make me pay. Could you make it 5,000? 5,500, no lower. This is a haggling scenario. With antique shops, you can kind of do this only because like antique salesmen like set their own prices for the most part. But like still though, I'm sold. We'd also like to get that doll. The store looked over my shoulder, focusing on Lilly and the doll in her hands. His eyes narrow. He visibly takes a moment to switch mental gears. In the process, his smile drops slightly. I guess that means that not everything in his store is a reproduction. Are you quite sure you want that doll, miss? I trust my friend's judgment. I see. Oh, no offense. None taken. If you could please wrap it for me, it would be appreciated. Yes, of course, but it's 20,000 yen. Lilly reaches into her purse and presents four crisp 5,000 yen notes. I keep forgetting her family is rich. Hang on, let's do that calculation real quick. 20,000. Oops, I don't have numlog on. 20,000 yen to US dollars. That's almost $200. Jesus Christ, at least in today's market. Here you are, 20,000 yen. Hold on. Hold up. When was Katawa Shoujo released? 2007. Okay. 20,000 yen to US dollars. It's around the same. Like, the price had never fluctuated that high. It's a little cheaper, I think. Here you are, 20,000 yen. Jesus Christ, girl, you have that much money just lying around? The storekeeper dutifully takes them and the doll and proceeds to the counter. I take Lily's arm to guide her there. Are you sure about this? It's okay. I have the funds I need, and as I said, I trust your judgment. I feel a little guilty on two fronts. Firstly, because Lilly had just spent a lot of money on my recommendation, and secondly, because I have a feeling the value of my gift isn't high enough. You don't need that. The thing about gifts is it's the thought that counts. If you genuinely put thought into it, and you thought, hey, I think you would like this, then, like, the price of it doesn't matter. For me, like, I would never judge someone based on, like, the price of a gift they got me. If it was something that I enjoy, or something that I like, I don't care how much it cost. Nevertheless, Lilly does seem to get somewhat awkward whenever the mention of money comes about. I hand the shopkeeper my present and the money for it. He puts the cash in the register before busying himself with wrapping the doll and repeating the process on the chessboard. Eventually, he finishes the gift wrapping and hands us both our presents. Please be careful on your way back, and do come again. Thanks. Indeed, thank you very much. The store owner bows deeply to us as we leave. That's so interesting that the store owner has, like, I think I said this already, but it's interesting that he has a character model. I didn't expect that. But then again, there's a lot of characters in this game that I didn't expect to have character models. But anyway, before I continue, I would like to ask everyone watching this video to hit that subscribe button as well as hit that notification bell, because it helps out a lot. It helps make sure that there's a lot of... It helps increase the amount of traffic that comes to my channel at the very least. And I make sure that you guys are involved informed as to when I upload videos. And I try to do that regularly, so thank you again. Anyway, let's continue back to the game, shall we? Well, it did take us all day, but we found something in the end. That we did. Now that the presents are wrapped, I'm feeling a little impatient to give them to Hanako. It's a common reaction when buying gifts. Wanting to see the reaction of the receiver as they discover what it is. Oh, I know that feeling. I know that feeling real well. It's a fun feeling, in all honesty. And part of me wants to return to Hanako just to confirm her condition with my own eyes. So, should we head back? Let's. We've done a lot of walking today, so I shan't mind taking a rest back at the dormitories. Lily's right. Now that the need to find a shop is over, my legs are feeling quite tired. Well then, back to school for us. I'm looking forward to resting for a bit too. I'm reading fast again. Lilly holds out her arm and I link mine with hers. Together we make our way back to the bus stop. Muto reads equations and formulas to us one by one in his usual unenthusiastic monotone, directly from the book. It's possible that he might be excited about what he teaches us. Sometimes he can display an awkward spark of passion for it, as if he's starting to get into the material. Most days, however, are like this one. What we are covering is fairly simple, so I find it increasingly difficult to keep my concentration on him. It's not too long until my legs begin aching again, which only makes it even harder. I'm almost starting to regret walking around the city yesterday with Lilly. Since leaving the hospital, I've done very little physical exertion. Walking to and from the local corner store hardly counts. Despite Emi's attempts when I first arrived in Yamaku, I've largely given up on the idea of returning to my old level of fitness. I have little doubt that's why walking around town for so many hours has made me quite so sore. It's depressing, and it reminds me of one more thing I can't do since I had my heart attack. It makes me feel pathetic. Now, Ikizawa. It's odd for Muto to ask Hanako a question, but not unheard of. She quickly jumps on her feet, a little startled, and immediately pins her eyes onto him. She knows that Muto's calling on her is rare, so all eyes in the classroom are going to be on her. This way, she doesn't run the risk of making eye contact with anyone else. Yes? In this particular example of a redox reduction, the combustion of methane reaction actually produces one more product than is listed, and the product is... It's heat... which is the fire, because it's combustion. So it's heat and CO2 and something else. I'm not entirely sure. It's methane, so I don't know, like, what is... Hydrogen, maybe? I don't know. Even though it's a softball question, she timidly waits a bit before answering, biting down slightly on her lower lip as if to keep her concentration. Heat? Well done. It's an exothermic reaction, with the reaction giving more heat than is put into it. Huh, I was right about that. Because I know that methane has carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. So when it combusts, it gives off heat, and then like the hydrogen turns to water and evaporates away, and the carbon just turns to carbon dioxide and leaves. I forget methane's chemical formula. It's C something H something O something. Receiving a nod from Muto, Hanako takes her seat once again and gives a relieved sigh. A shaky start, but it's something. It'll be nice to take her out for her birthday, somewhere different from the usual isolation of her room and the tea room. With the progress she's made until now, I don't think she'll have much of a problem going to the city. Right then, for the remainder of this class, I'd like you to work in groups of 3 or 4 on the problems in Chapter 12. I'll be here if you need me. Muto sits down behind his desk, pulls some loose sheets out of a folder, and starts on some kind of paperwork of his own. I thought teachers were supposed to do that kind of thing after class, not during it. I'm not going to stop a teacher from doing that. Because the thing is, like, when you're supposed to be working in groups, you're supposed to try to figure it out yourself, and then, like, if they need help, they will. You're supposed to ask. But to be fair, it's not the most teacherly thing to do. Regardless, I'll look to my right to pick out someone to form a group with. Given the 2 smiling faces hovering near mine, I don't think I'm going to get much say in the matter. I suppose we have a group then. Hee-chan, you want to work together? Okay, that's great. It's really been a while. The class begins the process of noisily shuffling the desks around, with Shizune doing the same as she puts hers in front of mine. She's a little lucky not to be near the din of the classroom, which is loud enough to cause some discomfort. Truth be told, working with Shizune and Misha is probably a good outcome. Shizune and I are pretty good at the subject, and Misha has really nice handwriting. I know that feeling, when you're good at something and then that one person isn't. I mean, I think everyone's been through that in high school, where it's like, you know who's good in the class, you have some friends who are good in the class, and then, like, you have the one person that no one wants to work with, but they're nice, so it's like you can't ostracize them too hard. Whatever. As I look to Misha, I notice a tall figure behind her. The shadow catches Misha's attention as well, and she turns to face the dark-haired observer. Good afternoon, Hanako. Hello. Shizune finally notices Hanako after looking up and following the gazes of Misha and I. In quick measure, she taps Misha on the shoulder to get her attention before signing away. Shizune says if you're looking for a group, you can join ours. Hanako looks down and blushes a little at the offer. Out of all the people in our class, Hanako's most familiar with the 3 of us, so it's reasonable that she'd come to us first. Then again, her actually coming up to a group with the intention of joining them is something she apparently very rarely did before. She leaves briefly to drag her desk over, and Shizune and Misha wheel back to me as soon as her back is turned. I guess we get to play again, Hee-chan. You hardly ever play with us anymore. I wonder why. You 2 always seem to have some ulterior motive. That hurt, Hee-chan. I almost think you were insulting me. But it's Hee-chan, so I know you're joking. I had such a great sense of humor about it. It'd be awful if someone were to take advantage of your good nature, like making you help them with their work. Shizune seems excited for a second, a little surprised that I'm willing to challenge her, but when she sees Hanako coming back, she backs up with a smile. I guess the mind games are over early today. I mean, fair, like, we don't want to get Hanako caught up in all that bullshit. Excuse me. Because Hanako doesn't deserve that crap. She deserves to be treated gently until she's super comfortable. Like, the thing is, what a lot of people don't understand is you can't force someone to be extroverted. I was usually very introverted. Like, I haven't told a lot of people this. I tell as many people as I can about this story, but for me, I used to be very extroverted when I was a child. In that, I would talk to a lot of people. I was usually very friendly. I would, like, never, like, approach someone I didn't know unless someone was coming with me. I was very, what's the word? I'm an ambivert, in the middle. In that certain situations I'm very social, I'm very outgoing. Well, in other ones I'm just like, I would rather be to myself. But the thing is, that was when I was like in elementary school, and then in 4th grade I had to switch schools, and when I switched schools I became more introverted. And the thing is, as I developed more and more socially, as far as when I hit college, I became more and more, went back to becoming ambiverted, in that certain situations I would rather keep to myself, other ones I would rather like talk to people. And I have to admit, making YouTube videos helps with that. It helps with me being more social, because I'm pretending that I'm talking to someone directly, even though it's just to a camera. Which, like I say, I haven't said this much in the past, but like if you're ever willing to teach yourself how to speak, and how to learn it naturally, the best thing to do is to make videos, because you get to hear yourself speak, you get to hear how you talk, what your cadence is, because you never really notice as you're speaking. So when I listen to myself all the time, I'm just like, okay, we need to fix this, fix that, fix the other thing. Because for me, I don't like saying or and I tend to, especially when I'm focusing on a game, because I'm just like But when I'm talking to you guys directly, I tend to like lose the likes, the the pauses. It helps me think. It helps me keep me on my toes and how to properly carry myself as a speaker. So if you're ever like trying to get yourself to learn how to speak proper, make a video. Shizune seems excited for a second, a little surprised that I'm willing to challenge her. Oh wait, I said that already. Hanako gently sits down at her desk. Gently sets down her desk in front of Misha's. Her eyes lock downwards, and I'm left wondering why until I look around the class. Most are busy setting up their own groups, but a few are casting curious glances at her. At this range, it's hard to tell whether that is where their interest in her ends or if they're just talking about her as well. Don't talk about my baby girl. She's so sweet and deserves to be treated kindly. She deserves to be happy. It's strange. No one bats an eyelid when Hanako runs out of class to avoid group work, but now that she's making an effort, they're staring at her as if she's done something wrong. I don't think they're staring at her as if she's done something wrong. They're staring at her because they're like, oh, okay, she's trying now. At least that's what I'm thinking it is, because like it's high school. There could be some other people in class that like think she's a princess and high and mighty, or looking down upon them. I'm pretty sure at least one person is thinking that in that classroom. There's what, 20 kids? So like there's got to be at least one person doing that. But for the most part, I think they're just looking because it's very odd. It's a change of pace. We all move to sort ourselves out, spreading our textbooks and worksheets around the larger surface created by the 4 joined desks. It isn't long before the class as a whole gets down to work. Hi Hanako, it's nice to finally work with you. Yeah. Are you the reason Hee-chan has been avoiding us lately? Shi-chan says it's a little rude, but if Hee-chan wants to spend time with a cute girl, it's understandable. I don't think it's like that. Hanako starts to fidget, unused to this kind of attention. It's okay, Hanako. They're just teasing you. It's okay, my baby girl. My baby girl. I think it's that an ordinary person would drop the conversation by now, but Misha is like the antithesis of Hanako. Part of that includes being blind to ordinary social cues, while Hanako is overly sensitive to them. Because of that, Misha barrels ahead with the questions, too quickly for me to get a chance to interject and guide the discussion somewhere else more comfortable. Really? So, he wasn't hanging out with you yesterday? No. Oh no. I can feel it. I would like, if you watch Overlord, there's a scene in which, like, the main character has, like, minions, without a better word for it, and one of them jumps in front of him in a situation where he's trying to pretend to be, like, a normal person, and he just chops her in the back of the head, and she makes a squeak, and I'm like, I would, like, chop Misha in the back of the head and be like, shush, Hanako is a shy baby girl. So, no. So before this gets any awkward, I'm going to leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger and say I have to end this part here because my timer has just gone off. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me and from the series, hit the subscribe button. And you're not exiting the Shadyverse. My name is Shades, and I hope you've enjoyed your day in the shade. See you guys next time. Bye.